Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Web3 Live. Web3 Pause with the Crypto Evangelist, and we have another exciting day today. We're going to be talking about a lot of things in the crypto space. We're going to be talking about Bitcoin, Ethereum, and everything that has happened in crypto so far. It's going to be very interesting. There are a lot of things to talk about. Also, I think we are live on TikTok, and we are also like looking towards checking all that things. We're also live on YouTube. We're also live on Facebook, and it's a very exciting day today. I think it's something that you can share the link today to everyone, to your friends to join. Let's have like a very great day today in Web3 Live. We have a lot to talk about, a lot about the Cardano ecosystem. We're also going to talk about what has happened to Ethereum. We are also going to talk about the current, what's happening in the crypto market. There's a lot to talk about. We're also going to have our token spotlights where we look at a cryptocurrency, one of these top cryptocurrencies. We talk about what has happened to the cryptocurrencies in the past few hours, and we get to like check the latest trend and try as much as possible to understand what's currently going on in the crypto space, right? So let's get into it. I'm sure that there's a lot for us to talk about today. And we're going to start with our Web3 news where we check what's happening in the crypto space. And the first news for today is a very major news, and that's about Cardano. Cardano is dropping one of the biggest airdrops, and the airdrop has a lot of people talking. And Cardano holders and XRP holders are eligible for one of the biggest crypto airdrops, and that was confirmed by Cardano CEO Charles Hoskinson. He made a very important speech recently where he talked about um, doing an airdrop where Cardano holders would have access to the airdrop. XRP holders will also have access to the airdrop. So basically, um, Charles Hoskinson has reaffirmed that XRP holders will receive a share of what is being called the largest airdrop in crypto history. And he said that he talked about this during his talk at Consensus 2025 event, where he emphasized that XRP wallet, alongside other major um, blockchain users, are eligible for the Midnight airdrop. This massive giveaway stems from the Midnight Network, a Cardano-based privacy-focused sidechain with 24 billion Night tokens allocated for distribution. The airdrop spans multiple ecosystems and aims to unite the broader crypto landscape. And the airdrop eligibility, according to Charles Hawkinson, is like massive. There are over 37 million wallets that qualify for the Glacier airdrop, with eligibility determined by wallet balances captured during the June 11 snapshots. Any wallet holding at least $100 worth of XRP at the time is entitled to participate. Eligible ecosystems also include Cardano, XRP, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, BNB, Avalanche, and Basic Attention Token, which is BAT. And this broad inclusion reflects Charles Hawkinson's vision for a collaborative cross-chain crypto future as he continues to push for unity across the ecosystem. And the claim portal for the midnight airdrop went live on July 15, and all eligible users now have 60 days window to claim their allocated ninth tokens. This period will end in mid-September after this token closes, and any unclaimed tokens will not be lost but instead transitioned into new subsequent phases. First comes the scavenger mine phase, during which users must unlock unclaimed tokens through computer mining, and the lost and found phase will follow this. And after a 4-year period, any remaining unredeemed Ninth tokens will be transferred to the Midnight Treasury. XRP holders would also receive 5% of the total tokens, and the team will distribute these tokens based on the amount of XRP held in each wallet at the time of the snapshot. So obviously, larger XRP holdings will earn proportionally higher allocations. And we all know that Cardano holders will receive the largest share with 50% of the nine supply reserved for them. Bitcoin wallets will receive 30%. Meanwhile, holders of Ethereum, Solana, BNB, Avalanche, and BAT will collectively share 5%. And the distribution model, like, sort of demonstrates Midnight's commitment to inclusivity. And we see the Midnight network introduces a dual token model where we have Nines, which gives governance rights, and Dust, which functions as gas token. So it's just basically an airdrop from the Cardano ecosystem that is backed by Cardano. So it's not really a surprise for us to see something like that. And it continues to like show the major like developments in the Cardano ecosystem when we see airdrops like this showing how huge the ecosystem is and has been in the past like few few weeks. The crypto market has been very bullish, and it's not really surprising that we are seeing something like that happening in the Cardano ecosystem. And this leads us to our second news about the Bitcoin ecosystem. In the last 24 hours, the price of Bitcoin has gone below 118K. And this is not really surprising. We've seen that the crypto market has sort of like retraced during this period. And you would see, looking at the screen, that Bitcoin's price is trading around 117,000. And is down about 0.39% in the last 24 hours. This is not really surprising because we expected that the market would dip a bit. And looking into the price of Bitcoin, you can see that the market chart has been quite bullish during this period, with Bitcoin going from 107K to its current price within the space of a month, and the leading token is up about 9.36%. In our last live about 2 days ago, we spoke about the fact that Bitcoin's market dominance has dropped from 63% to 61%, showing that there's a lot of people are moving towards altcoins, and we are seeing developments in the crypto ecosystem with other altcoins like taking over. We are seeing Ethereum having a lot of liquidity. We've also seen some liquidity going to Cardano. We've seen some liquidity going to XRP. Moving forward, we are going to see like a bit of expectation for Bitcoin, with the price of Bitcoin just currently in its retracement mode, looking to like go to the next level, which is the 120K level. And I will not be surprised if Bitcoin like is able to achieve that in the coming weeks. And we'll continue to monitor the market to see how this works with the broader crypto ecosystem. We know that looking at the crypto space, there's a lot of like potentials. We've seen a lot of people talking about what is happening in the crypto space. But our next news is more or less like a regulatory news, and it boils down to some of the issues that are still facing the crypto ecosystem. And one of the major issues that is facing the crypto ecosystem is the issue of regulation, the issue of banning. And in the next news, which is gotten from um, Cryptopolitan, we are going to be looking at this news that the crypto space, the authorities in Algeria are digging their heels. So they've banned crypto related activity in Algeria. And if you look at the news from Cryptopolitan, there's a new update to the Algerian law on money laundering, and Algeria has made updates to its current regulations and banning the dealing of cryptocurrencies. The news outlets refer to a bill revising the anti money laundering rules. And one of the things that the law says is it completely bans the issuance of virtual assets, their purchase, sale, or possession. So basically, at the moment in Algeria, the purchase of cryptocurrencies is illegal. I don't know why many African countries have been slow in adopting cryptocurrencies. We are not even saying you should spend cryptocurrencies as a nation. But in terms of like providing regulations, providing and enabling the ecosystem for these companies to thrive and tap into the $1 trillion industry. And we can see Donald Trump has been doing that in the US, passing the Genius Act, passing the Clarity Bill. Like there has been a lot of things that Donald Trump has done. But many African nations that should actually adopt cryptocurrencies or put in regulations that support cryptocurrencies have been slow or totally banned cryptocurrencies. Nigeria, for example, under the administration of the last president, totally banned cryptocurrencies until the new administration came in and provided like a bit of regulatory light towards it. And you can see that in Algeria, offenders may be fined between 200,000 to 1 million Algerian dinars, which is almost $7,700. And we know that the sanctions that have been placed have been to control the rise of cryptocurrencies. Egypt is another country within that region where the central bank has issued repeated warnings. Morocco also banned digital asset transactions in 2017, citing concerns over financial crimes and potential negative effect on economic stability. But the thing about most of these countries that ban cryptocurrencies or ban um, digital assets is that you just open the way for third party. Many people still keep on doing their trades in Telegram channels. We tend to see that the transition goes to all those regions, right? Many people still trade cryptocurrencies, where it just moves away from the safety of exchanges to places that are not really safe, like Telegram channels where people can get scammed. We've seen a lot of like complaints about that. So up next, we are going to go into the parts whereby we analyze what's happening in the crypto market. We look at what's trending, and we try to see how we can like analyze the market. We also check our info file. We check we check cookie.fun. We also check Kaito to check to see what's trending in the crypto space and to analyze what the market is talking about. So we're going to go into our market watch and look at the market. So we're going to start with coin market cap, obviously. Coin market cap is the largest cryptocurrency price analysis platform, and it provides like information that you would need when it comes to cryptocurrencies. And one of the things that we're going to look at is the general market. When we look at the general market, we can see some trends. We can see that Bitcoin is leading the market, and the total market cap is about 3.86 trillion, which is down from 4 trillion that we experienced a few days ago. That's last week. And yeah, last week the crypto market went as high as 4.2 trillion. But we can see that there has been a bit of dip in the market during this period, which is not surprising. Ethereum is still hovering around 3,790, trying to take the next step towards the 4,000 mark that many people have been expecting would happen, but it is yet to happen. We also see Tether. Tether is the leading stablecoin. It has had a bit of competition recently, but it's been like many people still keep on like looking at it as the stable coin that has been able to thrive despite some regulatory uncertainty that has happened to the token recently. We can also see BNB. BNB has been very impressive, surpassing its all-time high, and many people have like moved towards BNB, which is not surprising. We've seen the price of BNB go up. Binance Alpha is one of the biggest platforms in the crypto space, and that has ensured that the price of BNB has pumped during this period. We also see Solana. Solana is the leading meme coin ecosystem, and we know that Solana has a very active meme coin ecosystem. And Dogecoin, the leading meme coin. We've seen some developments in Dogecoin, but nevertheless, the price of Dogecoin is down 16%. We know that Dogecoin thrives on announcements from Donald Trump. We've seen some developments in that angle, and we also know Cardano. Cardano is one coin that has been moving it and Tron. They've been swapping. Last week, Cardano was the ninth largest cryptocurrency, but now Tron has overtaken it. I'm actually looking at Tron. Tron is one cryptocurrency that does not really pump that crazily, but currently the price of Tron is um, has pumped a bit in the last 24 hours. We also have Shiba Inu. Shiba Inu is one cryptocurrency that continues to trend with its diverse ecosystem that contains a lot of tokens. We also have Toncoin. Toncoin is currently like up 4%. For many people that participate in the Telegram ecosystem and play Telegram games, they would be very familiar with Toncoin. Ethina is another stable coin that has gotten a lot of traction. The Ethina USDE is a stable coin that many people use to bridge different dexes. Like we have different dexes like Pendu, Morpho, and also Ethina itself, its ecosystem. USDE has like been one of the top stable coins that has been trending recently. Uniswap, obviously, when the crypto market is up, we tend to see more people going into dexes and doing transactions. Polkadot is one cryptocurrency that usually stresses me out, even though it has very good staking rewards. I think the staking reward is about 13% to 15%. But some of my friends will say, yes, Polkadot has good staking rewards. But what's the essence of enjoying good staking rewards when the price does not really pump? Because at the end of the day, if you are trying to tell somebody that is a regular person to hold Polkadot, it's very hard to convince a regular person to hold Polkadot because the price does not really pump crazily like that. Monero, obviously, despite the fact that government authorities globally have banned Monero, we've seen a lot of delisting, but Monero is a privacy token. So many people that want to hide their transactions tend to use Monero. So Monero tends to pump. Anytime Bitcoin pumps, we tend to see a subsequent pump by Monero. We've also seen um, Ondo Finance. Ondo Finance is also doing well, representing real world assets. We also have Mantle. Mantle is also trending upwards. We have Casper and we have Aptos. Aptos is ranked 41st on the coin rankings. We also have Algorand. Algorand is trending downwards. It's down about 2.25%. Rounding up the top 50 tokens is Render. Render has surpassed WorldCoin, and Trump token is trading around 53 on the coin ranking. So in terms of Trump token, one of the things that we can see for Trump token is basically the fact that the announcements that Donald Trump made last week has not really done a lot for the token, but the token is basically made in the image of Donald Trump. So if there's any pump from the US in terms of regulatory actions, we might see some changes there. And then we go to Kaito. Kaito is an InfoFi platform that incentivizes people. You can do activities, you can get information there. So if we look at the Yappa leaderboard, you can see some of the tokens that have launched on the Pretty G board. We have Theoric, we have Thrive Protocol, we have Mega ETH. There are a lot of tokens on the Yappa leaderboard. And then when we come to the Capital Launchpad, Kaito just recently launched the Capital Launchpad. And what this Capital Launchpad is like a launch pool for people that are into crypto. They will know that platforms like Binance, Coinbase, Bybit, they all have their launch pool. So basically, users can come here and buy tokens and participate in pre-TGE of different tokens. As always, it's very important that you do your own research. Obviously, Kaito would definitely do some scrutiny. We can see that if you look at Theoric is one token that has been popular of recent. You can see that they put that they want to raise 2 million USDC or USDT, US dollars, at a valuation of 75 million, and their lead investor is Hack VC. Expresso has a very popular lead investor, A16Z Crypto, and users can always do that. And Kaito N is the part of Kaito that many people have been doing. I know that a lot of people do Kaito on Twitter. So you all you just have to do is look for the token that you are interested in and start yapping about the token, like creating a lot of content on Twitter. And then if you're able to get into that, the amount of people that they want to give the airdrop to, you can participate in it and you can get tokens. They have their airdrop session for those who are eligible for airdrops. And you have staking of Kaito. You can stake Kaito token for 9% annual yield. So that's for people that are interested in staking Kaito. And then we move over to Cookie.fun. Cookie.fun is the second or the competitor of Kaito. It's not as big as Kaito, but it's getting bigger. I like the platform because of how the interface is, right? Like it has a very nice interface where you can see Snap's campaign. Snap campaign is just similar to what is on Kaito. Kaito, they call it Yap campaign. On Cookie 3, we call it Snaps. You can choose a token and then you can start talking about the token on Twitter. I think I'm currently snapping on 10 protocol. I want to see my position on 10 protocol. I'm currently ranked 451st on Coin Protocol and I've gotten about 1.17 snaps. So let's assume that they want to reward the top 500 or the top 1000. I'll definitely be able to participate in these rewards because one of the things that Cookie and Kaito have done is they've ensured that you can track engagement. Projects are able to track engagement and they can incentivize people that talk about them. So looking into this good sentiment part, we can see that Coinbase is currently showing good sentiment. Um, we also have bad sentiment. Pump.fun, not surprising. Pump.fun, they botched their pre-TG. So many people have been talking against Pump.fun recently. So what Cookie.fun does is that it tracks the engagement or the way people talk about a particular token. So you can see that the tokens that are having good sentiment are Coinbase. We are seeing good sentiment on Camp Network. We can see for BTC. As per last week when we did our Web3 polls, Ethereum was leading in terms of good sentiment. So that's part of the reasons why I always do this research when it comes to market watch, right? Because we have to know what the community is talking about the individual tokens. So we can see that BTC, Link, Arbitrum, Eve is having good sentiment. We have Suchint, the ZK Sync protocol. We have Tron. Tron is also having good sentiment. But in terms of bad sentiment, we can see Monero. Monero is having negative sentiment. Cake, the Binance Chain project, and we can have Fatcoin is also having negative sentiment. And you can look at the mind share change. The last 24 hours, Sushint is really trending on the top. Kaito, obviously, we have Hyperliquid. This year has been Hyperliquid's year. Hyperliquid is up about 1000% in the last 3 to 4 months, and is currently ranked 11th on the coin rankings. We have Fatcoin, we have Monad. Monad was one of the biggest pre-TG projects that launched about 2 months ago. And I always like to go to Voices because when you go to Voices, you can see what the top guys are talking about different ecosystem. Wally.mocha is high on Ethereum, Bitcoin, and Theoric. He's a bit low on Kaito. We have Trade Guy is high on Pump.fun and BTC. We have ICO Beast is high on Polkadot, USDC, and Hype. We have Jesse.biz. Obviously, you'll be high on Biz. He's the founder of Biz. You can also see like other um trending stuffs here on Cookie.fun. You can always snap, like what they said. Um, if you want to snap, all you have to do is just click on project. You go to the home page and you choose. You look for the one that is nice. Like for example, now VOI has pledged 1.25% of its tokens to the top 1.25% of his tokens to the top 500 snappers. Unfortunately, my rank is 1021, so I would not be eligible for this if the campaign ends now. We also have, you just look at the one that you feel is good. Most people prefer to start with new tokens. For example, Bob, I don't think I'm snapping on Bob. So yeah, I'm not snapping on Bob. I think the tokens I'm snapping on is VOI. I'm snapping on 10, and I think I'm snapping on. I forgot. Yeah, I was snapping on Olympics. So let me check on Olympics. Let me see my rank on Olympics. I think my rank on Olympics is 2,500, 2,051. So it's actually a lot of work at the moment. You just have to continue talking about the conversations. Cookie has also changed their algorithm to filter out AI content, allegedly. That's what they said. But I don't know how they can filter out AI content from Twitter. So that's basically it from our market watch. We've talked about the different prices. We've talked about the Yappa leaderboard from Kaito. We've talked about the Yappa leaderboard from Cookie.fun, and we've also looked at some of the prices on the market. So we are going to go to the next part, which is token spotlights. If you are watching on YouTube, if you're watching on Facebook, you can drop comments. I'll just read some comments. If you're also watching on TikTok, you can also drop comment on TikTok. I'll definitely answer your questions. I'll definitely like read your comments and also look at some of the things that we have to do. So we are going to go on to our token spotlights. Our token spotlights is actually sponsored today by the Crypto Evangelist bot. You can engage with the Crypto Evangelist bot to do tasks on Telegram and also like win weekly and monthly reward. We have our weekly leaderboard, we have our monthly leaderboard. So you just need to do is just type Crypto Evangelist bot and then just use engage with the bots. You can check it in the description on Facebook and also on YouTube. I don't think TikTok allows um for description. So we are going to enter our token spotlight. Token spotlight is the part that is always usually important. We talk about what we do with token spotlight. For those that are listening for the first time, is to spotlight a token. We talk about what the token is about. We look at the ecosystem of the token, and we try as much as possible to just like have a brief discussion about the token, whether the token is like good enough, and whether the token offers like the very best for users. Because I know that there are thousands of tokens, but we are going to spotlight the tokens that we know have like decent market potentials, and then we just check it to see which of the tokens like have that amount of potentials, and we just spotlight them in our token spotlights. So let's get into it. Our token spotlight for today is a very unique token. Token is very popular. It also suffered a high profile hack. Was it a hack or a market dump? I'm not really sure. I think it was a market dump. The market dump was serious that many people started doubting the token, but it's one of the most popular tokens among people that just want to like use the token. And our token spotlight for today is Mantle. Mantle is the native token of the Mantle network, a high performance Ethereum layer 2 scaling solution. When you are talking about layer 2, you are talking about tokens that are trying to provide side chains for Ethereum. We are talking about tokens like Arbitrum. We're talking about projects like Polygon. We're talking about tokens projects like ZK Sync, and Mantle is also in that mode. It's the native token of Mantle Network, and it aims to deliver faster transaction and lower gas fees while remaining EVM compatible. When they say something is EVM compatible, you're talking about projects that are compatible to the Ethereum virtual machines, which means that you can easily utilize the Ethereum ecosystem without much issues. Mantle stands out for pioneering modular rollup architecture, which ensures lower gas fees, faster transactions, and is one of the trending projects that we've seen in the past few weeks and few months. As I said, it was very popular before the high profile dump that happened some few months ago that led to questions. So if we are looking at some of the key features of Mantle, if we are looking at some of the key features of Mantle, we are going to see some of its features are the optimistic roll up with modular DA layer. Mantle uses optimistic roll up for its tech stack. And one of the things that you see about that is that its modular data availability layer reduces transaction cost. It also increases the store output. What we mean by that is it just makes the what Mantle does is that it rolls up multiple transactions and it bundles them together. Another feature is ultra low gas fees. It also has a DAO funded ecosystem, and it has its unique token, which is the MNT token. The MNT token is a governance token, and it also serves for treasury. It also serves for spending, new partnership, and long-term roadmap decision. It also inherits the Ethereum layer one security for finance settlement, and that's one of the things that makes it quite unique because when it's on the Ethereum ecosystem, it leverages that Ethereum feature to ensure that it provides like very very great architecture for users, and that's one of the things that we see about Mantle, which makes it a very unique like platform. And it also has like strong security, which is quite important when it comes to people selecting their the ecosystem that they want to use, because when you have an ecosystem with strong security, it shows that the platform is a serious platform. And then we go into the next part, which is the strength of Mantle. One of its strengths is that it has a modular design, and the modular design separates execution, consensus, and data availability. That's one of the beauty of Mantle protocol. It gives that modular approach. It also has a massive treasury backing. So one of the things that I did is that it inherited the BitDAO treasury, which was one of the largest treasury. And what we mean by treasury is more or less like a treasury is like storage of money that you use to boost and do projects within the ecosystem, right? And it has a strong governance model. It's fully EVM compatible and it is interoperable. In the crypto space now, it's very, very important that any project is interoperable. That's a very, very large English word. English can be quite difficult. But the meaning is that it can encompass a lot of things like decentralized finance, gaming, enterprise applications, and many more. So that's the meaning of when you say something is interoperable. It can connect to other ecosystems. You can just bridge it and then get what you want to get, right. So that's one of the key features of the Mantle ecosystem. And the next thing that we're going to look at in the Mantle ecosystem is the community sentiment, which is quite important. We have to understand what the community is saying about it. And one of the things that the community is saying about it is you can see the community sentiment is very high. It's quite positive, which is not surprising. We are still in the beginning of the bullish market, so the community sentiment is going to be high. It's currently 72%, which shows that people are high about the project. And I'm not really surprised. The bullish part is 72% and the bearish is 28%. Most cryptocurrencies are currently high in this at this moment. And the next thing that we are going to look at when it comes to the community sentiment is the next part that comes close, and that's the fear and greed index. Fear and greed index just basically gives you an indication of where the market is. And as Warren Buffett tends to say that when the market is greedy, be fearful, and when the market is fearful, be greedy. What it means is that fear and greed index shows the capacity of people to hold the token long term. At the moment, you can see that the fear and greed index is moving towards greed, is about 50 or let's say 60% greed. And that shows that there's a lot of bullish trend or sentiment in the market. And this means that this could be the best time for long-term holders to sell and for short-term holders to sort of like observe the market. So it's currently trending towards greed or extreme greed, which is not surprising when you look at it. The market is currently up, so we are going to see a lot of tokens trending towards the we are going to see a lot of tokens trending towards the greed parts of the market. So the market is showing like more of greed compared to extreme fear or fear. That tends to happen when the ecosystem is like is a bit like down, maybe the market is down and all that. The next thing is we'll look at some of the major projects on the Mantle ecosystem, and there are a few developments within its ecosystem. It has its Mantle bridge, which connects Ethereum mainnet assets to Mantle layer 2. It also features DeFi platforms like Uniswap, Eve, and SushiSwap. Somebody is asking, like, how much can I use to start crypto? Let me just answer the question. When it comes to starting crypto, there's really no amount for starting crypto. It just depends on what you want to do. Most likely my advice is to buy little by little, do dollar cost averaging when if you are interested in like starting crypto. So I cannot recommend an amount for starting crypto. It's left to you to know how many percent of your disposable income that you can spend on buying crypto assets. So yeah, that's my response to the question. I hope I was able to answer that. Going back to our token spotlight, Manso has Builder Grant and Hackathon, Egin DA collaboration, and BitDAO community. So it's quite an active ecosystem that you'd see for the Mantle blockchain. So it has a lot of like major developments in that angle. Another thing that we're also going to see for Mantle, for those of people that might be interested in getting the token, is to look at what markets is it trading. And the market part is also important because before, when we started crypto about 7 years ago, one of the important parts that we used to look at then was how many exchanges is a token listed on, right? But it has changed because we can't really tell. So now you can see that Mantle is listed on Binance, is listed on OKX, is listed on Bybit. So many people know Binance, they know OKX, and they know Bybit. So it's just basically top um, exchanges, and you can look at the transaction. The liquidity is 2 million on Binance, is about 1.5 million on OKX, is 900k on Bybit, which is not bad, makes it like decent. And the next thing that we are going to look at when it comes to this is the X sentiment. We all know that Twitter is the home of crypto. That's where most of the conversations take place. So we are going to look at what people are saying on Twitter. So it's quite important. And if you look at some of the sentiments, many people are talking about Mantle because it's listed on Kaito. Some people are talking about Mantle because of Pancake Swap. Like in terms of whale activity growth, it's trending upwards. Sentiment also mentioned Mantle as one of the top 10 activity by whale in the past week. So we've seen a lot of upwards trend when it comes to Mantle, and it's we've seen that there's a lot of like it's trending upwards. And if we look at some of the markets, it's also like trending upwards when you think about it. And Mantle is one ecosystem that it's quite interesting. You can always do your own research if you are watching to just check what it is about, and that way you'll be able to get like your own extra part. Because when it comes to crypto, there is no magic in crypto. The only thing that can happen in crypto is either you don't do your research, you don't just that's why it's very important that you do your research. And that's another reason why I don't give signals or I don't give anything, because at the end of the day, the crypto space is it's very important that you yourself you take your own like research, and you ensure that you do a decent research for yourself. And we can also look at the current price of Mantle. And if you look at the current price of Mantle, the current price of Mantle shows that it's ranked 39th on the coin rankings, which is not bad for the cryptocurrency. It's currently trending a bit upwards if you look at the market. And Mantle is one ecosystem that, even though it has had its own share of controversies with the dump that happened at the beginning of the year. It's an ecosystem that is trending upwards. They are building real world applications that really make sense, and it's one ecosystem that many people are talking about. And I know a bit of my friends that have told me that they expect a lot of things from Mantle. So taking it we're on the home straight now and looking at some of the things that we've spoken about. We've spoken about today's news. XRP holders are eligible for the biggest crypto airdrop. We talked about Bitcoin price dropping to $118,000. Algeria has banned all crypto operations and put significant fines for people that trade crypto. We also looked at our markets watch, checking most of the tokens, and we talked about token spotlights, which was a Mantle. Another thing that I would just say is the crypto evangelist bot. You can always like just engage with with our crypto evangelist bot at crypto evangelist bot. We just do daily engagements, we just do activities, and we have a weekly leaderboard, we have a monthly leaderboard where you can win rewards if you enter the top 10. And that's our own way of like incentivizing the community. You can also follow me on YouTube, you can follow me on TikTok, you can follow me on Facebook, you can follow me on Instagram. I'm currently streaming on TikTok, I'm streaming on Facebook, and I'm streaming on YouTube at the moment. So there are lots of things that you can also ask me questions. I have a Telegram community that you can join and ask questions. We have our games night on Wednesday, and our community is quite active. And we also have our crypto evangelist bot. So we have a very integrated ecosystem. And I think I should be launching my newsletter by next month, where you can get information about crypto in your directly to your emails. For those people that regularly check their emails, you can also like get direct information there. And we've had a very good day so far. I think at this point I'm going to like be ending today's live. And as always, we know that the crypto space is a very, very cool space. All you just have to do is you continue to research, you continue to learn, you continue to like check, look for people that you know that you can follow in the crypto space that provide good information. And you can also like get a lot of traction. The link to the Telegram, you can just on Telegram just check for Crypto Evangelists Hub. I don't know if I can drop the link to the Telegram on TikTok. I don't know if that works. Not really too familiar with TikTok Live, to be honest, but I'll definitely continue learning. And you can check the link on my TikTok bio. Yeah, on my TikTok bio. We would always like continue talking spotlights. The reason why I've not done it in a while is because I think I was banned from doing live on TikTok. I don't know what happened. So we'll definitely try and do it every day and continue to look at the crypto ecosystem. If there are opportunities in the crypto ecosystem, I'll definitely like drop those opportunities. In my community, we tend to like also drop some opportunities. We tend to like drop a bit of information, and we have people that come in. I even did a crypto boot camp on how to become a crypto writer, because that's like my background. I used to write in cryptocurrencies in the past. So we are going to drop the full video of the crypto bootcamp on our YouTube channel, so anyone can watch the 6 days full tutorial for free and get vital information, and hopefully it can start your career in the crypto space. I'm not very high on crypto trading. I'm high on crypto holding. You can hold cryptocurrencies for long, but crypto trading is not really my strength, so I don't really encourage that unless you have that mind to really trade, because most times it has similar risks like forex. So that's the reason why I don't really give crypto signals, because I don't want anyone to say I made them to lose money, because I've once lost $1,000 in crypto within 5 minutes from trading. So I know the risk that happened there. And if you're able to take the risks, that's fine. But for me, I would always encourage people to learn other parts in crypto, try to build a career in crypto, in different aspects of crypto. So that's all from me. And until next time, cheers, and we'll meet tomorrow.